Here is our story. There once was a man named Nigel Small. He greeted every day with a grin and showed his gleaming pearly white teeth. "Hello to the world," he called out. One morning, he sat down to his favorite breakfast, a cereal and bacon. As always, he studied the back of one of his Fig and Honey Nut Puff cereal boxes, which always carried a Bible verse. "Aha," he noted, "a verse from God's Word. Give thanks no matter what happens, and God will thank him because you believe in Jesus Christ." He considered the idea for a brief moment. Give thanks? Of course, my life is perfect. From the tips of my polished leather boots to the top of my perfectly parted hair. Whistling, Nigel grabbed a leaf rake from his garage and burst out into the crisp fall day. He surveyed with a deep blanket of rows of leaves across his lawn. It won't take more than a few minutes to rake these up, he thought, and then it's off to the movies with his friends Theo and Bert. But in moments, a bitter wind whipped up. The more Nigel raked, the more weeds flung around and swirled into tiny tornadoes. By the time Nigel had wrangled the leaves into a pile, it was too late to join his friends at the movies. "Pears and polished," he grumbled. "What a terrible day." Nigel reached into his pocket for his phone. "I'll tell Theo I must miss the movie," he said, "but afterward I will certainly join them for the roast turkey and pumpkin cheesecake afterward." Just at the moment, his phone rang. Unfortunately, though, it wasn't in his pocket. It was at the very bottom of the giant pile of leaves. Reluctantly, he dug through the leaves. But by the time he finally found his phone, it was completely dead. The wet leaves had killed it. And when Nigel wrapped his hand tightly around in rage, he felt a sharp pain. A clinging spider had bitten him. "Ow!" he shrieked. "Apples and eggnog, what a terrible, horrible day!" The bite was already swelling up. So Nigel drove himself to the doctor's office and he glared at the nurse. "If I have to wait more than 2 minutes, I shall be extremely put out," he muttered. "Not to worry," the nurse assured him. "We'll have all sorts of lovely things for you to read while you wait." 2 hours later, Nigel was still waiting to see the doctor. He had read every single copy of The Daily Possum, Cooking with Onions Monthly, and many other books. When the nurse finally came back, she called his name. Nigel leapt up from his seat and sprinted down the hall. At last, he could get his day back on track. The doctor seemed to think so too. "We'll have you right as rain in no time," he boomed. Just take this one little pill 3 times a day." Nigel swallowed the pill immediately and ran to his car. "With any luck at all, I'll meet Theo and Bert for dinner at precisely 6 p.m., he declared. Nigel pressed down on the hard accelerator, dreaming of succulent turkey with creamy cheesecake. But in moments, he heard a police siren and he was forced to pull over. A policeman ambled up to his car. 45 and a 25? The cop asked. "That will cost you $200. Let me see your license." Nigel fumed as the policeman wrote him a speeding ticket. "Grapes and gizzles," he shouted. "What a terrible